You were not born to follow the crowd. You were not made to beg for company. You were carved to walk alone, and not in sorrow, but in silence, in clarity, in command. The lonely path is not empty. It is full of what matters. There are no cheers here, no comforts, no applause. Only the sound of your own footsteps and the weight of your own thoughts. But this is where you sharpen. This is where you burn. This is where you become the blade, not by being seen, but by surviving the unseen. Walk the lonely path, because comfort is crowded, because noise is easy, because most people will choose company over character, and most will drown in the noise they chased. But not you. You will not fear silence. You will not flinch at isolation. You will let it forge you, because what is forged alone can never be broken by others. There is no growth without separation, no clarity without stillness, no mastery without solitude. You must step away from the world to learn how to return to it, untouched, unshaken, unchanged. Walk the lonely path, not to escape, but to rebuild, to break what is false, to find what is true. And you will lose things. You will lose people. You will lose comforts. You will lose every illusion you were taught to need. Good. Let them burn. Let everything fall away until only discipline remains, until only purpose remains, until only you, the real you, stands untouched in the fire. Walk the lonely path, because the warrior walks alone not out of arrogance, but out of necessity. You do not need a witness to become strong. You do not need approval to become unbreakable. You need silence. You need repetition. You need time away from those who fear your stillness. You need the dark room, the cold morning, the echo of your own mind reminding you who you are without the world telling you what to be. Walk the lonely path, because the enemy walks with the crowd, but mastery waits in solitude. Solitude is not your punishment. It is your crucible. It does not break you, it reveals you. When the noise fades, when no one is left to applaud, when the world no longer reflects you back to yourself, only then do you see what is real within. The lonely path strips you. It tears away the names you were given, the expectations you were handed, the masks you wore to be liked. You will not be liked here. There are no smiles here, no echo chamber to praise you. There is only the raw sound of your own truth, hammering in your mind like a drum. This is good. This is the fire. Let it burn. Because the false parts of you must die before the real warrior can be born. Walk the lonely path, not with bitterness, but with awareness. Do not look back at the crowd. Do not explain your distance. You owe them nothing. You owe yourself everything. This is the space where your focus becomes a weapon, where your breath becomes steel, where your gaze becomes unshakable. Others fill their days with chatter. You fill yours with silence. They seek comfort. You seek strength. They run from boredom. You sit in it until it bows to your presence, because only those who face the void can command it. Only those who confront emptiness can turn it into power. Walk the lonely path, and walk it without complaint, without craving, without distraction. Each step you take away from the world's noise is a step toward your own mastery. Do not fear losing them. Fear never finding yourself. And when you emerge, because you will be unlike anyone they've ever seen. They will not understand. They are not meant to. Because the warrior who walks alone does not return to be understood. He returns to lead, to strike, to endure. Walk the lonely path. There comes a point where the loneliness becomes something else. Not a weight, but a weapon. Not a wound, but a way. The silence stops screaming. The emptiness stops aching. And in its place, you find command. You no longer crave their praise. You no longer seek their attention. You no longer need their permission to become who you were born to be. You are no longer waiting, no longer explaining, no longer breaking yourself to fit inside their shrinking worlds. You are the sword now, sharpened by solitude, refined by repetition, unshaken by abandonment, untouched by noise. Walk the lonely path. Let others chase pleasure. Let them numb their doubt with crowds, with distractions, with noise. You do not chase. You cut. You choose. This path is not for those who want ease. It is for those who want clarity. Those who would rather stand alone in truth than be surrounded by lies in comfort. This is not exile. This is elevation. You are not lost. You are above the chatter, above the fear, above the need to explain yourself to anyone who doesn't walk with fire in their spine. You speak less, but say more. You move slower, but strike harder. You sleep alone, but dream with purpose. Because solitude is no longer isolation, it is the forge. And you are the weapon being shaped. Walk the lonely path, not just for yourself, but for those who will one day need your strength. The ones not yet ready to walk it, but watching from a distance, quietly asking, is it possible to walk alone and still become whole? Yes, but only if you keep walking. Only if you give up the need to be seen. Only if you accept the silence as your teacher. Only if you let the emptiness make you full. You will not turn back. Not because you can't, but because there's nothing left behind you. No voices worth hearing. No safety worth trading. No illusion worth kneeling for. You have walked through the fire. You have sat with silence. You have stared into the void and did not blink. Now, you are the void. You are the silence others fear. You are the fire they avoid. You are the rhythm that never breaks. They will not understand you. Let them guess. Let them wonder how you move without noise, strike without warning, stand without support. They will call it mystery. You will call it discipline. They will call it cold. You will call it clear. Because those who walk alone see what the world cannot, feel what the world refuses, become what the world never dares. Walk the lonely path until it is no longer lonely, until the path becomes you, until silence becomes your ally and solitude your fuel. Do not wait for the world to join you. It won't. Do not wait for them to understand. They can't. But walk anyway, strike anyway, live anyway. And when the end comes, and it will, you will meet it the same way you met every storm, every enemy, every shadow, standing, still, unbroken. Because you did not avoid the path, you became it. Walk the lonely path, and never stop walking.